Hey guys, it's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and it is 7:30 on World Card Making Day 2023. So this is our last video for the day. I hope you've had a wonderful, wonderful time. I hope you enjoyed the Stampin' Up! Event. And are you excited about free shipping starting on Monday? I'm guessing you probably are. And we've got some fun new online exclusives coming out that will be available to customers on the 7th of November, or, to demonstrators. I'm going to do a little math for you next week. When you start looking at shipping versus joining, you might want to think that through. It's a little bit interesting right now. All right, I'm going to go ahead because Facebook was doing its weirdness for me today, and I'm going to see if I'm transmitting. It looks like I've got transmitting on my phone. Let me see why I'm not seeing anything on the computer. Oh, there we go. Phew! I'm just gonna say Facebook is not my favorite platform on the planet. I'm just throwing that out there. Y'all can flame me if you like, but I'm not a fan. Hey guys, appreciate y'all coming. Thank you so much, Jean. Okay, so this is a Christmas card. Did you know there are 12, this is the 12th Saturday before Christmas. So after today, there are only 11 Saturdays until Christmas. If you haven't seen my videos, every Saturday night between now and the 23rd of December, I will be bringing you a Christmas card to count you down to Christmas. So this is Saturday number 12. It has the St. Nicholas stamp set and dies. And I pulled a couple of trees. By a couple, I mean 5 trees from the Forever Forest die set. I just love them. Love them, love them, love them. And I've also used, do you guys remember these? The Basics 3D embossing folders. These are an online exclusives. You get all 3 of the folders for $30. And I have used this one right here, which is kind of a crosshatch. You get a crosshatch, and then you get some flowery stars, and you get some very 3D dots. Okay, so I've used the crosshatch one for this card. Let me show you another cute thing before we get going. This is the Traditions of St. Nick DSP. If you haven't seen it yet, it's really darn cool for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is that you can cut out Santa Clauses with the dies in the St. Nicholas. Where are you? He's here somewhere. There we go. There's the one I've used here. And then this little guy right here. So you can cut out all of these Santas with the dies. If you don't want to do that, which I don't know why you wouldn't, you also just have some beautiful kind of old-fashioned-y Christmas DSP. All right, I think this looks pretty vintage to me. Actually, this looks like wallpaper, as does this. You know what? I think we had this wallpaper on the dining room wall of my grandparents' house in Southern California. I feel pretty confident about that. I'm pretty sure. But you can see it's got cute little designs, and I like the toile. And it's in the perfect colors. Mossy Meadow, Cherry Cobbler, those kinds of colors. So perfect for Christmas. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I've done some pre-cutting because it's just not that hard. All right, it's just not that hard. But let's go ahead and see what we got here. So for my card front, I used a piece of crumb cake, and this started out at 4 inches by, actually it should be about 4 1/4. It looks like it's a little shy, but that's okay. You're going to want 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 or so. And we're going to start out, I've embossed it already in the crosshatch embossing folder. I'm totally lying. This right here is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So like a mat, okay? And I've embossed it in the crosshatch embossing folder. Sorry, it threw me for a little loop that Facebook was being so odd, so I'm a little bit right now. What you're going to do is you're going to just tear the edges. Now, here's a little secret about tearing. Whichever way you start, if you start by tearing towards you, you want to keep that up all the way around, okay? Because it changes, it looks different. Let me just show you. If I was tearing away from myself, it makes a difference on how the edge looks. So whichever way you start, keep it going like that. Okay, so we're just going to tear a little bit. The final size is not that critical. Start out with 4 inches by 5 1/4, tear off a little bit, and then, you know, do your thing. You'll be ready to go. Okay, but I'm getting a little bit weirded out about that. Okay, there we go. Let me get a hold of it and get going. There we go. All righto. Righto. And it doesn't matter if it's straight. In fact, it almost wants to not be straight because that actually adds to the vintage look. You can get carried away with it if you like. I do sometimes get a little carried away. And you can tear some corners, bend some flaps, make some, if you have a decorative stapler, you can do a little stapling. So all sorts of things you can do to give that vintage Christmas look. You'll be glad to know this right here is about the longest portion of this. Hey, Judy, I hope you all did have a good time. There you go, Shirley. You're going to want this set. I didn't think that much of it to start with, but it's pretty fun. Wait till you see the chimney. I really like the chimney a lot. Okay, so we've done that, and give it a little bitty bit of a crinkle wrinkle. All right. And I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to build on the card front, okay? So that's just not my normal way of doing business, but we're going to try that this time. So I'm going to pop this on with dimensionals, my half dimensionals. And I think we've beaten the half dimensional, full dimensional discussion pretty much to death today. So we're not going to go into that again. I just, you know, think about cutting them in half. I'm just saying. Alrighty. Take these little boogers off. And I know a lot of people use their take their pick tool, but to me that takes longer. It probably would be like driving a stick. If I would just, you know, do it for a while, I'd get quick with it. But nope. Okay, now I'm going to put this on kind of an angle like that. And there's our starting point for building our collage. Now, let me show you what I've already cut out. I cut out the Santa with his green robe. I've got a couple little pieces that hopefully I'll be able to stamp a sentiment straight on. And then I cut some Mossy Meadow trees with the Forever Forest dies. And I have 5. I was excited to hear Stampin' Up! Validate my odds rule for decorating. Okay, loved it. It was so happy that I heard them say that. Thank you, Margie. Hey, Gloria, I appreciate you coming. Hi, Trudy. And then I've made a chimney. Look at this chimney. You guys, the chimney is just too cute. So all you got to do is cut one of these. And this is copper clay because that seemed like bricks to me. And then you cut one of these. And you're going to put it on the right way, which is this way. And it's going to adhere like that. And then I have some snow. This little die right here cuts, drape over the top of the chimney snow and pile at the bottom of the chimney snow. So I cut 1 drape over the tops and 2 for the bottom because I'm going to use it for my Santa. I have extras there because you get 2 when you cut them. So there you go. All right. So I am going to start adhering to my card front. And we're going to start with the trees. Now, obviously, I kind of know where these are all going, but remember what I like to say. If you don't know where they're going because you haven't already done it once, ooh, how about if we put a little light on the situation? That'll be a lot more fun. Then put them on your card front and figure it out. Just lay the things out until you and your brain together say, there it is. So that would be like this. I would just start piling them on and see what made sense to me and made my brain happy. Okay, so I've got this. He needs to go on too. And I'm going to put my chimney on. Now, this was a sketch, and I got a little jiggy with it, but I think I still see the sketch. If I squint my eyes really good, I still see the sketch. So he's going to go like that. And why I put him on like this is so that I can see where I want my trees, because I really want to see my trees. I don't want my trees to look like they're on the roof with him, because that would be weird. But I want them to look like he's on a roof and the house is standing in front of the forest. Okay, so you do want to be able to see the forest for the trees. That was funny. I don't care who you are. All right. So this is how we're going to put them on. We'll put our chimney on, and then Santa will be like this. All right. So let's go ahead and start adhering. And we're going to use some liquid glue to adhere these guys. Stop it. Stop it. You saw that coming, didn't you? Yep, you know me too well, Janet. I had to get that one in pretty good, huh? All right. And I just used liquid glue kind of on the lower portion of the trunk, because I don't really care if it kind of pops up a little bit. In fact, I kind of want it to, because it's cuter that way. I like it better. Look, it gives it a little bit of life, I think. All right, and then this guy's going to go right about there. Okay, and then this guy right here. All right, so what was your favorite part of the Stampin' Up event? I know what my favorite part was. I want to know what your favorite part was. I'm watching. There you go, Cheryl. You're going to like it. Karen, you're going to want this one too before it gets gone. So tell me what your favorite part was. I'm waiting. Do, 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 do. Sarah and her daughter, they were pretty fun. And they made cute cards. Absolutely. What else? Oh, I'm sorry, Julie. That's too bad, because it was pretty good. I didn't love the first set of cards with the So Very Merry, and I really like So Very Merry, so I was a little disappointed that I didn't like the cards. But my favorite part was where they showed the design artist painting the new DSP, the Meandering Garden DSP. Oh my God, I wish I had like an eighth of the talent of that individual. She was literally using dabs of paint and a little bit of sponge and just dabbing paint on, and all of a sudden it looked like a river in the forest. I was like, oh my goodness. I felt the same way as I used to feel when we would watch Bob Ross, where he would just be doing this and making all these swipes and swaths and all that stuff all over his canvas. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, it's a cabin by a lake in the mountains. How did he do it? I really never did figure out how he did it, because that was crazy. All right, so now I'm going to put the bottom of the chimney on with liquid glue, but I'm going to put the top of the chimney on with dimensionals. The first part, if you missed the first one, you probably were okay. But if you got to see Sarah and Sydney, that was awesome. And seeing how they made the DSP. I just love how Stampin' Up! Makes their DSP. I mean, it is really our superpower. You have no idea how many of our DSPs are hand painted to start with, and then photographs taken. It's really kind of crazy and very, very cool. All right, so we're going to pop that like that. And then I'm going to use some liquid glue to put this basic white. This is basic white because, snow is white, especially on top of a chimney. I guess I could have put some black around it to show like soot, but that I didn't. That's just a little too realistic for me. All right, so we're going to put that there like that. Okay. And then we'll put a little bit of the clump around the bottom snow on. Like that. And then on will go Santa Claus. And he's going to go right about there. And he's going to get some snow on his feet, because he's got his little boots in the snow. Oh, that's nice, you guys. Appreciate that. But look what's going to happen here. I'm gonna do something. It's gonna freak you out a little bit, okay? I'm gonna do, well, I'll show you what I'm gonna do here in just a second. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on him like this. Got a little carried away with the snow. I'm gonna double check that I've got what I wanted there. Yep. Okay. Now, I don't have any morphine, don't have any laudanum. That would be the thing they'd use in the olden days. But I'm gonna do a field amputation. Hold your breath, guys. It won't hurt him, I promise. I'll go quick. There we go. Field amputation of his little feet. Because his feet are buried in the snow. They're not sticking out underneath snow, because that's not even a thing. No. Hello? All right, so he's going to go right there like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my dimensionals on the card front. Not on him. Because this way I know where they're going to be, because I don't want them to be on that chimney, right? So I'm going to take off these covers. Come on, man. I need my dog's nose in here. And we're going to put him on like so. Okay, and I do need a few more dimensionals, so I'm just going to pick up a couple. And with my tweezers, Amy did this earlier with scissors, and God bless her, I can't do that. I just can't. But I can do it with my tweezers. There you go. Yeah, see, it's possible to cut off their parts. They don't care. They're paper. All right, so I've just got him adhered with that. Now I'm going to take a little piece of crumb cake baker's twine. This is in the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. And tie a simple bow. I am absolutely stalling on making my sentiment because I feel like there's a distinct possibility I won't get a good sentiment stamp my first go. You know, do you ever just feel it coming? Ever just feel it coming? And this is going to go right there. I'm not going to adhere it yet. All right, guys, I'm going to go in. I'm going in. I'm going in. This sentiment is too long for any of our dies. And I also don't want them as wide as they'd have to be. So we're going to see what we get here. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Careful. Everybody, I want you to all hold your breath. Put your tongue, hold the tongue between your teeth. Okay. I'm going to do a quick double check here to be sure I'm at least straight if I do it straight to start with. All right, everybody. Be very quiet. I have to concentrate. It's like a putt. Will it be good? What do y'all think? I think I'll take it. No, I'm going to turn it over and try one more time. I didn't like it. Come on, baby. Mama's only got one more side. Okay. Yes, there it is. It only took twice. It only took twice. It only took twice. Okay. Now, I'm going to take a little scissors and I'm going to cut just a little bit off the end and make myself a little banner. So to make a little banner, just go straight up the center about as deep as you want your V to be, like that. And then you can just cut from the corner to the where you made that little slit and the corner to where you made that little slit. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. And you're eyeballing it. I mean, it's not, is it going to be perfect and the same exactly on both sides? No. Now, I have another piece of the DSP. It's the one that has the mailboxes on it and the copper clay. It's the same width and about the same length, and I'm just going to snip my little banners in it like that. And it's going to go behind the sentiment. And it isn't going to border the sentiment. It isn't going to be like a mat. It's just going to be like a little accoutrement like that. So it's going to be kind of like that. Just about like that. All right. In fact, I'm going to make it be just about like that. Sometimes when you're adhering little things like this, if you can adhere them together first before you try to put them on your card front, then there'll be one larger die cut and a little bit easier to handle. I mean, not always, but sometimes. Okay, most times. Most times. Okay, so there you go. And then we're going to put it on straight like that, so that's how it's going to come out, which is opposite what I did on the first one, but it does not matter. All right. So let me see. I'll get a glue dot, a gluing dot, a dot of glueness. We're going to adhere this with a glue dot. You can also use liquid glue. You just got to wait a little bit. All right. Oh, here we go. Like that. And then I'll put my dimensionals on here. And I'm only going to put them over here because this guy's already popped up, right? So, in fact, I feel like a depression in him. So I'm going to stick another dimensional under there just to give him a little more support. Just like that. What does I say? For those of you who are used to watching me, it's paper and ink and adhesive. Make it do what you need it to do. If it isn't working the way you're doing it, do something different. It's just paper. All right, so I'm going to just see how this is going. I'm going to put another dimensional out there. There's one. One more dimensional out here. Oop. That one's a bigger one, so I got to get it going like that. Okay. Like so. Yep. So we'll get our little covers off. And I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue right here. I know, Ginger, right? I did it. Thank goodness for two-sided cardstock. I know. All right. So a little liquid glue, and I'm gonna get real tall here and see if I can't make it sort of straight. Remember, I'm going for straight for the sentiment, not for the banner. So I want the banner crooked. And I need another dimensionale. Dimensionales. Oh, dimensionales. Where are you, dimensionales? Here we go. I'll stick that right under there to give him a little support. Now, to finish off, a little blingity bling bling. Some star trinkets. And the card front will be done. Oh, stay right there. Okay. Perfect. Ding. I'll take it. Okay. Now, I'm going to just do my inside. I'm not going to put a sentiment on the inside. What I'm going to do here, well, Jean, when you make yours, do something that doesn't cover the chimney. But you know me, I like to pile stuff up. And so for me, it adds to the prettiness of the card to cover it up. But if you don't like to cover it, then make it a focal point for sure. All right, so I've got Mossy Meadow, and I've got the, he's like the same one that I did on the front, but I'm stamping him, and I'm going to just stamp him in the corner here. All right. And then I'll set him aside, and while I have this out, it's my superpower now. And yes, it's my job. That's my job. And I'm going to stamp him in the corner of my envelope. And then I can set him aside, close. I'm going to leave that open because I may actually need it. Because I'm going to take a blender pen now. And in theory, if your blender pen is damp enough and you do it quick enough, you can just pull the ink. You can see it's coming in, right? Can you see that? Can you see it pulling the ink from the stamped image without really destroying the stamped detail? You don't want to spend a lot of time because if you do, you can rub that right out of there. Okay, and then I'm going to color his robe and his hat and I may need to pick up a little more ink because I want this to be a little, so just tap on your ink pad, rub off a little bit of it, and then you can just kind of decide how dark you want his robe to be. And you kind of have to look and see where robe is and where satchel is. And Stampin' Up! Gives you some nice shading. I am the great enabler. I'm going to put that on my bio. Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and the great enabler. All right. Stampin' Up! Gives you these shadowy marks, so you can use them to help you add a little extra color, a little extra shading. And I don't get too head up because I'm just not good enough to get head up, okay? So I just color until I'm tired of it. And that's all I'm going to color is his robe and that tree. I'm going to leave the rest of it in the same crumb cake tone. So there's that. And then this is, I decided that this was also robe. I don't know if it is or not. But if it was me and I was out there like that, that would be robe, so that I would be warmer. All right, I think that about gets it. Do you see any robe that I've missed? Put a little extra in here because that's shadowed. And then we'll just do the same right quick like a bunny on it on the envelope flat, on the envelope front. See how different it looks on the white versus the crumb cake? A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, we had crumb cake envelopes. I wish we had crumb cake envelopes back, because I really liked them. I really liked them a lot. And a really long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, did I color his arm? Oh, jeez. I guess I probably ought to color his sleeve. Good idea. You guys were yelling it at me and I didn't even listen. My goodness. Did I do the basic one that way? Yeah, I did. I did actually color the other one. Thank goodness. Since I've already taken pictures of it and everything, that would be weird. Okay. Whew. That was close, man. That was close. All right. And see, I'm not really picking up any more ink from the pad. I could if I needed to, but it's kind of coming, it comes off of the smooth surface of this envelope a little quicker and easier than it does from the cardstock. But if you need the ink, grab it because you don't want to do a lot of scruffing. You know what I'm saying? You can get it too wet and too worked on real quickly. And you raise those fibers up and then that gets kind of unattractive. So work easy, work light, work quick. Work easy, work light, work quick. It's kind of like a mantra, only, you know, not. All right, here we go. We're almost done. Hang with me, guys. Hang with me. We are almost done. World Card Making Day 2023 is almost over. All right. Lid. There we go. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. I do love vintage kinds of cards. Oh, God darn it. Sakes alive. Let me see if I can fix that. Close enough. Because you can always blame that on the post office. All right, here we go. All righty, I'm going to put some of this DSP on the envelope flapper. Also, did you notice that Sarah and Shelly are both no naked envelopes people? Just saying. So I was like batting 1,000. No naked envelopes and use odds to decorate your cards. Yay! Stick with me, y'all. I'm like a decorating fool. I'm a real designer. with totally creative genes. Oh my goodness, all the people who worked with me back in the day would be like, you do what now? Yes, I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I make cards for a living. Yeah, sure you are, Mary. Mm-hmm. All right, so there's that. We'll put this on its Mossy Meadow mat and then into the card base and we'll be done, skay. And I'll have 2 more Christmas cards ready to go. And you guys will have another card as a potential for your Christmas cards this year. And truly, this one is not all that difficult because it's all die cutting. It's not like I had to fussy cut anything. It's all die cutting, embossing and die cutting. Easy peasy. Oops, that's the sample. It doesn't need another inside. This one does. Let's put it in this one. And don't be afraid to use crumb cake as your inner liner. Nobody says you can't. You can absolutely still write a note on there. No problem at all. All right, guys. Well, that brings World Card Making Day's video session to an end. We'll be around watching until about 9, and then we're going to go to bed. All right. And this will be open. This event page will be open for as long as Mr. Zuckerberg will allow it to remain open, and you'll be able to come back and check the videos. Now, this card for me will post on Monday, and you'll get all the directions, a printable PDF, and a link to the video in YouTube, so you can watch it again there if you like. I appreciate y'all. I hope you've had a great day, and we'll see you next year. Thank you so much. Ta.